Hello everybody, this is Davina from Teacher Success Coach. Yes, it's 10:30 UK time. I'm coming a little bit late because I had quite a few things to do, including preparing my lessons for tomorrow. Right, what I'm grateful for today. As usual, I'm grateful for life and the opportunity to do the things that I wasn't able to do yesterday. I'm also grateful for my family, for my friends, and grateful for the ability to do things that I'm now able to do. Another thing that I'm really grateful for, this is the first time I'm actually walking so close to my home. It's taken me 31 minutes by public transport, between 9 and 11 minutes by driving. So it really is fantastic and something I've ought to be grateful for, which I am, because I'm quite close to home, which is lovely. And on top of that, really enjoying the school that I'm teaching in. Yeah, it's an all-girls school. And there are a number of things that is beginning to be a real reminder of what you get in a girls' school, the fact that the excessive noise, etc. Having said all of that, I am still so grateful for the fact that my students are there. We are connecting, whereas when we are doing it online, it was much more challenging. So I'm really grateful for the fact that my students are there. I'm hearing the chatter noise of my students. It's beautiful because we didn't have that. There were times when I was teaching on the online platform and I was just longing to actually have my student in front of me so that I could connect directly with them, collaborate with them instead of having to put them in Zoom rooms, etc. And now I could actually put them in pairs and work in small groups, etc. So that's quite lovely in the sense that they're there with me. I'm walking around the class. The connection is beautiful. So that's something I'm really grateful about, because as I said, when it was on lockdown, I was wishing to hear the noise of my student. I was wishing to actually see my students face to face and stuff like that. So that's something I'm grateful for. My wins, what's my win? Right, my students are still connecting. They're loving the sessions and I'm also loving it as well. But they all are not loving my daily quotes on the board. The reason why I feel they're all not loving the daily quotes on the board, when you're not used to something, it takes a while to become used to something. When you are programming a certain way, it takes a while for the brain to see the positive in all of that. So some of the groups, two of the groups, not connecting with my positive daily quotes because it's something that they're not used to. And it's something I would have to either get them used to it or don't do it in that class. I haven't decided what I'm going to do in terms of that yet. And my win, as I say, another thing is I had my year 10 this morning. They're just a lovely bunch. The connection is great. They're remembering what I've taught them the day before because I saw them yesterday, and they remember what I did with them yesterday for today. Another win is one student said to me, I said, "Where's your book?" That's a year 12 student, sixth former. She said, "Miss, I didn't come with my book." "Why haven't you come with your book?" "Miss, you said to me that we all need to remember what you teach us, then we just copy it on the board. So what I do is I remember what you teach me. So when I go home, I would summarize it, in my book." I said, "Okay, I hear that, but tomorrow, which is Friday, I'm going to check it to see that you are summarizing what I say instead of just copying it." So that was really nice in the sense that, she reminded me. But me, she said we're not supposed to write. We're supposed to remember and summarize it. So that was quite good. Another win was I gave the student an exam paper to do. Year 12. That's lower 6, that's 6th form. That's another year 12. And it was really nice because they were really really having it done. They were really getting involved. They were feeding back. That was really nice because I started with them last week, Monday. And today it was nice that give them an exam question. They were able to tackle the exam question. It was not in depth as I expected, it to be. But after all, I had to remind myself, they've only done that for 2 weeks. And 2 weeks I actually got engagement and I got feedback. And I've actually said to them, okay, because I got them to peer mark, which means they swap the papers and they mark each other. And I say, fill in the gap that the person have missed. And it was lovely to see them actually filling in the gap and saying, well, this is what you need to add, etc. You know, because this is what you've missed out. So that's a win for me as well today. So that was really, really good. One of the things as educators, it appears that we all are feeling right now is quite tired. Although we've only gone back for 2 weeks, this is week 2. But we are all feeling very, very tired. I'm not too sure it's the sense that it's like the starting and stopping with this pandemic. You're not too sure, you know, whether or not you're in a physical classroom or you're back online. That's another thing that seems to be causing some educators some form of anxiety. And also the students, because students are asking us, oh, are we going to have another lockdown? What would it be like for us, etc. So the students are beginning to feel slightly anxious about that, because one student told me today that she was feeling quite stressed. And I asked her, can she identify the stressor? She wasn't able to identify that. So I said to her, what I want her to do is journal, do some journaling. So probably through journaling, she might be able to identify what is causing her stress. So the fact that the students are now beginning to feel stress, this is something as educators we need to start watching and find tools to support them, because exam is not till January. And we're in September, the second week back, and students are beginning to feel anxious. Students are beginning to feel stress. So that is quite a bit of concern for us. And I noticed that some of the educators are also feeling tired. I'm not too sure stress, because we haven't discussed stress. We just discussed that how tired we have been feeling today, because it seems to be a thing it's like who yawning, who feeling tired. You know, these last 2 weeks have been quite intense in terms of, you know, the students just come back, trying to get them sorted for exams and all of that. So it's been quite intense. But having said all of that, it's been really fun, because I'm really, really enjoying it. Yes, I'm enjoying it, feeling tired, but enjoying it. So those are my wins in terms of the enjoyment of the teaching. But at the same time, I'm looking forward for the weekend, because I do feel that I need to have long sleep, at least a few hours of solid sleep, you know. Right, something I asked students today as well. I say, okay, what are you grateful for? I think it's a year 10 group I asked that. I can't even remember anymore, because I keep on writing things in my logbook, because I've got a logbook. Everything I do with my students, I log it, because there's sometimes, because I'm teaching so many classes, you know, I tend to forget. I asked one of the students, because we were looking at gratitude, and I said to them, okay, what are you grateful for today? Some of them say they're grateful for the family, they're grateful for being back at school. That seems to be a big thing. Grateful for being back at school, grateful for being with her friends. I want you to say she's grateful for food. So that was interesting in terms of how gratitude was food. You know, some of the students are saying, I don't understand why you're grateful for food. And I'm saying, well, we all have different things that we're grateful for. So there's where she's at. We need to respect that, and we need to just leave it there, because that's how gratitude, we all have different gratitude, and we just have to respect that. So it was quite interesting as to, what some students demonstrate gratitude for. Anyway, thank you guys. Take care. Stay blessed. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I've got a show with the 100 Black Men of London. We are looking at racism in education. I also have a show on female educators. So I have a female educator talking about her journey within the education system post-pandemic, 12 to 18 months on. What is it like for her? Where is she at, and what is she doing? As we also know, there have been some educators who have left the profession because of the stress and the anxiety, which teaching actually carries very high risk of anxieties and stress. People seem to have the impression that as educators we have a lot of time off. well, we have 6 weeks off. Yes, we have half term, etc. But those times you are still catching up or preparing lessons, etc. So when people say that we have time off, I don't see it as time off as such. I see it as we are always working. Educators are always working. In order for you to know what an educator life is all about, you have to be living with an educator so that you see how they operate, and you then would realize that, oh my goodness, it is not all, roses in terms of, all fun. Yes, teaching is fun, but there's a lot of things that go with teaching, because when you leave the classroom, you come home, you're still doing work. Even though you mark at the school, that sometimes you might forget something that you have to, prepare lessons. So we are always at it. Yes, it's not a complaint. It's a matter of putting people right, because people seem to have this misconception that, oh, as educators, you have a lot of time off. You have a lot of free time. You also need to remember we wear in several hats, because right now, especially what's happening now, we are parents, we are guardian, we are foster aider, we are counselor, we are, you name, we are mentor, we are all of that. And the more our students are stressed, the more we are taking on all those different roles. So as much as teaching is fantastic, we are also wearing several caps. And sometimes several caps could make you be very, very tired, because the times, when you have your break, you don't even have a break. You have to see your student, because like today I only had one. Today I had no free period. What am I talking about? Today I taught for 5 lessons. So when I had my break time, 20 minutes break, I had to see a student, because a student wanted, she was behind, and I felt that she wasn't engaging in my lesson, and I need to find out the problem. And one of the things she said to me was, she's very shy and she didn't understand the topic, but she didn't want to say in the class, because she didn't want to feel that, she didn't want to feel away, i.e. what she didn't want to feel silly. So I said to her, well, you wouldn't feel silly, but it doesn't matter what you tell a student, she'll still feel that way. So that is an aspect I'm working with her in terms of, you need to see it as there is no question that is silly. All questions are relevant. So that's what I had to do in my break time. In my lunchtime, I had to see another student who was misbehaving in my class. And I felt I needed to get to the root of it, because when students are misbehaving, there's a deeper factor. It's not just what you're seeing in the surface. There are obviously some other underlying factors which they're not telling us. So they're using the behavior is demonstrating what is going on. And I realized that student, the behavior is a cover-up for something else, because it seems that it's attention seeking as well. Because when she actually got the attention, it was a big thing. So I saw her today at my lunchtime, and we had a little chat. So I said to her, that is to be continued tomorrow. So when people say about educators, we have a lot of time. We are constantly doing, because when we have our lunch break, our tea break, we are always doing things in that. Anyway, in spite of all of that, I still love teaching, and I know a lot of my colleagues love teaching, or else we're not going to be doing it, because we do it because we feel that we're on a mission, we have a passion, we have a purpose. And it's like someone said to me today, teaching is not for the faint-hearted. You need to love teaching, because it's not going to make us rich. And if you feel that you're making an impact, you're going to be always there. And I feel that I'm making an impact, and I'm really enjoying it. But I'm a human being. I'm also feeling quite tired. Anyway, guys, take care, stay blessed, have a fantastic evening where you are, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for day 5 of the second week being in school. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot. Be blessed. Bye-bye.